Welcome. I'm Jenn Hand, your food coach for helping you end your battle with eating. And it is good to be back. I feel like I haven't posted a video on YouTube in forever, and I've been super focused on my book publication, which is now out, How to Be a Normal Eater, and my podcast, which I've been doing for about the last year. So I was inspired to do a video today. So here I am, and we are talking today about what to do when you feel jealous of someone's body. So let's say you go to the gym and you see someone on the treadmill or at a class who has that perfect body, or you're at a reunion or an event or a dinner, or you see someone out at a coffee shop when you're there and they just trigger you and you're like, oh man, I am really jealous. They have got the perfect body. I wish I looked like them. And all of these thoughts can send you into this negative spiral and just make you feel bad about yourself. So I wanted to chat about 3 things to remember when you do feel jealous about someone's body and to help soften it a little bit for you. So this happened to me when I first started at the gym I currently go to. I go to a class, and the first class I went in, and there were a lot of women who seemingly had perfect bodies. They were tan, they were toned, they were fit, they were what you would look at and think of, man, she really has a perfect body. And it triggered me a little bit because I've done a lot of work on body acceptance in my own life and getting to the place where I feel at ease in my skin. And it's taken work, it's taken years, and overall I do feel pretty confident and at ease in myself. But there are still times when something triggers me, or I see someone someone in a bathing suit, and it's just like, ooh, I get tight, I get that little bit of jealousy, and I'm like, oh, if I look like that, I wouldn't have any problems. I would feel totally confident about myself all the time. And that's what typically we think. If I looked like them, I wouldn't fill in the blank. Hate my body. I wouldn't look in the mirror and think I was disgusting. I wouldn't not fit into any of my clothes. We think that subconscious thought is the jealousy, which is like, oh, if I just had that body, if I just looked like them, I wouldn't have any of these problems that I have around my body and around self-acceptance. So next time you do feel like that, I want you to remember these 3 things. First one, you never know what someone is dealing with on the inside. And this might seem obvious, this might seem like common sense, but I wanted to mention it anyway because it is so easy to forget when you see someone's body. You completely forget that they could have any struggles on the inside. And this happened when I post a lot on Instagram, body positive stuff, food positive stuff, and a woman from my gym who is very fit and who I look at and be like, man, she must be really confident because she looks great. And she texted me and said, I'm so glad that you're putting this stuff out into the world because I really struggle with my body and I've had eating issues in the past. And it was so surprising to me because I would look at her and not think in a million years that she would be self-conscious about her body or not accept herself. And I know this at a deeper level, but it's so easy to forget. And over the years, truly, with working from everyone from women who are very thin to women who are overweight, and a lot of the women who come to me and who their friends tell them, oh, she must not have any issues, she's got a perfect body, or you would look at them and think that they must not think they're fat, they must not think they're have anything wrong with their bodies. These are some of the women that have the most self-hatred and self-loathing and body struggle. So it's so important to remember that what you see does not mean there's nothing going on in the inside. And when you look at someone's physical body, you forget that there's a mental, emotional, and spiritual aspect of them, and they might struggle, whether it's with their body and food or with something else completely, like a relationship, a dead-end job, from some family issues, or depression, panic attacks, anxiety. You truly never know what someone deals with. And so when we get jealous, we immediately discount all aspects of them and simplify them into just a body. And when we do that, it's not a fair comparison because we're comparing our insides with their outsides. And that is not a fair comparison, because we know ourselves intimately, our struggles, our emotions, our hardships, our body image issues, and we just automatically assume that they don't have any. So remembering that. The second thing is, you'll always be skinnier or heavier than someone. So the reason I wanted to bring this up is because everything is relative. So when you get jealous of someone's body, someone might be jealous of your body. And it's like, it's all about this relative perspective where you can be better than or worse than somebody all the time. So let's say you go to a party and you're the thinnest one there and you feel great. Next day, you go to another party and you're the heaviest one there and you feel awful. So you see how it's all relative, and your size and feeling good about yourself shouldn't be dependent on this idea of relativity, this idea of perception that, oh, I'm skinnier than her, so I'm better than her, or she's skinnier than me, she's better than me. And it sort of points us to the fact that we've got to find this self-acceptance internally. And the reason is that if we base our self-acceptance and our body acceptance on whether we are skinnier than someone else or whether we have a better body than someone else, that can always be taken away, because we could go somewhere else and be heavier than and feel worse than someone because of our size. So remembering this concept that we'll always be better or worse than someone, we'll always be skinnier or heavier than someone, depending on where we are, depending on what event we're at, what country we're in, what room we're in. And we can't let our own self-acceptance and our own body love be swayed by that relativity. How come I can't say that word? And get caught up in, oh, my external validation is based on me being skinnier than her, or me being, someone being better than me, and then having it deflate. So remembering that. The third one is bringing it back to yourself. So when you get jealous, when you feel that trigger of like, oh, I just wish I had her body, I wish I looked like her, bring it back to you. What is it that you really want? Do you want to feel at ease in your skin? Do you want to feel more accepting of yourself? Do you want to be kinder to yourself? Do you want self-love? Do you want to that deep level of radiance and confidence? And bringing it back to you can help point you to what it is you really want. And so when I do this for myself, when I get triggered or jealous of someone's body, I bring it back to me. What is it that I want? And truly what I want is to feel fully accepting of me and to not have my acceptance be swayed by another person's size. So that's all about me. It's not about the other person. That's about my own stuff, my own issues, and it points me back to what I can control, which is my own attitudes, my behaviors, my reactions, and to work on that. So ask yourself, when you do get jealous, what is it that you truly want? And keep digging until you find an answer that feels authentic and true. So if your answer is, what I want is to fit in my clothes, go deeper. What do I want from fitting in my clothes? I want confidence. What do you want from confidence? I want to be able to walk into a room and feel accepted. So keep going until you find a word or a short phrase that really resonates with you, and it's like, oh, that's it. So for me, it usually is about feeling enough no matter what. So no matter who I encounter, what body size that person is, where I am in the world, what I'm wearing, bathing suit or not, I feel enough because, period. I feel enough, period, no matter what. So that's what it usually comes down to for me. So explore it. Usually something to do with acceptance, enoughness, self-love, something around that. And then work to see, okay, how can I feel that? How can I bring more of that into my life, regardless of what the other person looks like, of who I encounter on the street, in the room, at the gym, at the party. So, quick recap. Remembering you never know what someone is dealing with on their inside. 2, you'll always be skinnier or heavier than someone, so that size is all relative, and that points it to finding acceptance within. And the third thing is bringing it back to yourself. What is it that you truly want? So I'd love to hear from you. What is it that you truly want when you get triggered, when you get jealous of the way someone else looks? I'd love to hear you share your comments, pop me an email, connect with me on Facebook or Instagram. And thanks for listening, and I'll see you at my podcast or in the next video.